Have you ever opened your phone for just 1 minute, seen a friend buying a new car, another getting married, someone else celebrating a promotion, and suddenly felt like your own life had fallen apart? 1 moment ago, you were fine, but now your chest feels heavy. Your mind starts racing, and a quiet voice whispers that everyone is moving ahead while you are standing still. But what if the real problem is not your life at all, and the real trap is the invisible mirror you keep holding up against other people's lives? The hidden mirror inside your mind? Imagine a young man named Adam waking up early every morning, working hard at his job, paying his bills, and trying his best to improve himself. For most of the day, he feels okay about his progress. But then during lunch, he opens social media and sees an old classmate posting pictures from a luxury vacation in Dubai. Within seconds, Adam's mind turns against him. He stops seeing his own effort and begins seeing only what he lacks. This is how comparison quietly enters the mind. It rarely knocks on the door loudly. It slips in through a photo, a conversation, a family gathering, or even a casual compliment given to someone else. Suddenly, your brain stops measuring your life against your own goals and starts measuring it against someone else's highlight reel. Psychologically, this happens because the human brain is built to compare. From ancient times, comparison helped people understand where they stood in their tribe, who was safer, stronger, or more successful. In the modern world, that same mental mechanism still exists, but now it is constantly overstimulated by endless images, updates, and achievements from hundreds of people. The problem is not comparison itself. The problem is unconscious comparison. When you do it without realizing it, it starts controlling your self-worth. You begin to believe that your value changes depending on what others are doing. The illusion of perfect lives. Let's think about a woman named Sarah who feels like she is falling behind because every person around her seems happier and more successful. Her friends post smiling photos, perfect outfits, romantic dinners, and career milestones. To her, it feels like everyone else has figured life out, but what she cannot see is the reality behind those images. One friend might be deeply unhappy in that relationship. Another might be drowning in debt despite appearing wealthy. Someone else may be smiling in the picture and crying an hour later. The mind often compares your behind-the-scenes reality to someone else's edited final product. That is an unfair psychological battle. You know every fear, mistake, and insecurity inside your own life, but you only see the polished surface of theirs. This creates what psychologists call a distorted self-perception. You start believing others are living without pain, confusion, or failure. But the truth is that everyone carries invisible struggles. Some are simply better at hiding them. Think of life like a movie set. You are standing backstage seeing the wires, the mess, and the mistakes. Meanwhile, you are comparing yourself to someone else's finished scene under perfect lighting. Of course, it will make you feel smaller. Why comparison hurts your identity? The deeper reason comparison becomes addictive is because it attacks identity. It makes you ask dangerous questions like, why am I not there yet? What is wrong with me and why am I less than them? Consider a student named Ryan who dreams of becoming a writer. He enjoys writing until he reads someone else's best-selling book. Instead of feeling inspired, he suddenly feels inadequate. Now every sentence he writes feels weak because he is no longer writing from his own voice. He is writing against someone else's success. This is where comparison becomes toxic. It shifts your focus from growth to judgment. Instead of asking, how can I improve? You start asking, why am I not already perfect? Psychologically, this creates chronic dissatisfaction. No matter what you achieve, someone else will always appear ahead. Someone richer, smarter, younger, more attractive, or more accomplished will always exist. If your identity depends on being better than others, peace becomes impossible. Real confidence comes from self-referenced growth. That means measuring yourself against who you were yesterday, not who someone else is today. The only healthy comparison is the one between your past self and your present self. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe to my channel, and be sure to press the bell icon so you get a notification for every new video. If you have any questions, be sure to let me know in the comments below. The childhood roots of comparison. Many people do not realize that this habit often begins in childhood. Maybe you were compared to a sibling, a cousin, or a classmate. Maybe someone once said, "Why can't you be more like your brother?" or "Look how well she is doing." Those words may seem small in the moment, but they leave deep psychological patterns. The mind begins linking love and worth to performance. You start believing that being yourself is not enough. You must become better than someone else to deserve approval. As adults, this conditioning continues. The child inside still seeks validation through comparison. Every achievement becomes less about joy and more about proving something. Imagine carrying a cup with a tiny crack in it. No matter how much success you pour into it, it never feels full because the crack is not external, it is internal. That crack is the belief that your worth depends on how you rank against others. Healing begins when you recognize that this belief was learned, not born with you. And anything learned can be unlearned. Social media and the endless comparison loop. Let's be honest about one of the biggest triggers today. Social media has turned comparison into a 24-hour mental habit. Years ago, you compared yourself to a few people in your school, neighborhood, or workplace. Now, in 5 minutes, you can compare yourself to thousands of people across the world. The brain was never designed for this level of exposure. Every scroll gives your mind a new standard to chase: a better body, a better home, a better lifestyle, a better relationship, a better career. It creates an endless moving target. This activates what psychologists call the reward deficiency loop. You see something better, feel worse, and then keep scrolling for something that might make you feel better again. Instead, it often makes you feel even more inadequate. It is like drinking salt water when thirsty. The more you consume, the thirstier you become. The solution is not necessarily abandoning social media completely. The real solution is becoming conscious of how it affects your emotions. Ask yourself after every scroll, do I feel inspired or diminished? If the answer is diminished, then your mind is being fed poison disguised as motivation, the way out of comparison. So how do you stop comparing yourself to others? The answer begins with awareness. The next time you feel that painful sting in your chest when someone succeeds, pause and notice it. Do not judge yourself for feeling it. Simply ask, what story am I telling myself right now? Usually the story is something like their success means I am failing, but that story is false. Someone else shining does not dim your light. The sky does not run out of stars because one shines brightly. Replace comparison with curiosity. Instead of asking, why am I not like them? Ask, what can I learn from them? This simple shift changes envy into growth. Also, begin building a private relationship with your own progress. Write down where you were 6 months ago. Notice how much stronger, wiser, and more experienced you have become. Growth often feels invisible when you are living inside it. Most importantly, remember that life is not a race run on one track. People bloom at different times. Some succeed early and struggle later. Others struggle early and rise later. Timing is not value. A flower blooming in winter is not superior to one blooming in spring. They are simply following different seasons. The real freedom comes when you stop asking whether you are ahead or behind and start asking whether you are moving in the direction that feels true to you. Because the moment you stop living through someone else's timeline, you finally begin living your own life. And maybe that is the truth you needed to hear today. You were never meant to become them. You were meant to become fully yourself. Stay tuned for the next video, and we'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care.